We first got involved with Alexian Brothers Hospice when my mother was diagnosed with a terminal brain cancer. Alexian Brothers Hospice worked for our family because my mother's doctors were at Alexian Brothers Hospital, but also because Alexian Brothers Hospice works on the spiritual patient as much as they do on the physically ill patient.
Alexian Brothers is extremely unique in their approach to hospice services. We are very person-centered in our approach, and that means that not only do we look at the physical needs of the client, but we also look at their psychosocial, mental, and spiritual needs. We were actually interested in beginning the hospice program in about 2006 because we felt it was an important part of the continuum of care. And at that same time, a donor, Dam Mangan, came to us and indicated that he wanted to build a hospice residence with us because of our faith-based organization.
I approached Alexian to be my partner on this project because it was a project that was way too big for me to do on my own. One of the social workers that I worked with always talked about Alexian Brothers. They've got an excellent reputation for caring for the sick, caring for the dying, caring for the mentally ill, and caring for the poor. This was real important to me. After I got to know Alexian, I even liked him more. I realized that we shared a lot of the same values. And last, I learned that they had the know-how to do it and do it right. I think what's unique about Alexian Brothers' approach to hospice care is that they seem to be, and I believe they truly are, dedicated to take hospice care in the northwest suburbs and probably the entire state of Illinois up to a higher level.
Knowing that hospice is available, I think, gives people the confidence to know that they can do this because hospice is there to encourage them and to help them when they need the help.
I learned many things as a hospice volunteer. Among those things are, first of all and foremost, that no one should die alone. I also learned that the greatest yearning of a human being at the hour of death is to just have one more quality day to love, be loved, and to reconcile with loved ones. And last but not least, I learned that spiritual care is critical to a good hospice program. At the hour of death is when people have their most questions about their faith and about life after death.
The need in the community for a hospice program in the hospice residence is very significant. The community is aging, as is the rest of the country, and without a hospice residence, those community members may not be able to safely stay in their home because they're either living alone or have a frail spouse or significant other. Hospice care is very special because it not only provides the patients with all the medications, the durable medical equipment, and the spiritual and comfort support that they need at the end of life, but it also avoids having families feel as if they are abandoned once their loved one dies. After a patient dies, there is 13 months of bereavement support for that client's family. The most unique features of our hospice residence are the patient room, because in the patient room we've really expanded the amount of light that normally comes into any residential type setting, allowing the patient to see outside, experience the outside even if they are not able to go there.
We had to make sure that there were double beds there because people still like to sleep with their loved ones or even sleep with their pets. We've got big screen TVs. We've got it large enough so that families could stay there with their loved ones.
In addition, we've featured many comforts that many homes would not necessarily have, and that is spa rooms where patients can receive massages, whirlpool treatments, and hair care.
From there, we then started to say, what did we want outside of the patient rooms? Well, the most important thing to us was privacy. So as you walk through this hospice residence, there's no rooms across from the patient rooms. Also from the hallway, you can't see into the patient rooms. There's tremendous privacy there. So once we built all that into the home, which was the most important part, then we added all the amenities. So it was very important that we had separate sitting areas where families could get away from everything and sit by a fireplace and read a book. It was important that we have a large family kitchen so that we could actually have events here. If for some reason a wedding had to be held here because of a granddaughter being married and the patient couldn't get away, we could have those kinds of functions here. We've got a little play area for kids. It has everything that a family would need to operate as a family. The hospice chapel is very important to the hospice residents. It has a very prominent position here, and it signifies that this is a faith-based hospice program. Despite the fact that we call it faith-based, it's open to all denominations. We respect the dignity of all faiths.
This hospice fulfills the Alexian Brothers' mission because it not only provides a continuum of care from the acute setting to the end of life, but also completes the 800-year tradition of the Alexian Brothers for caring for the dying. So it sort of brings the brothers full circle in that mission.
The fact that they treat everyone the way they want to be treated, the way their last wishes are, the fact that Alexian Brothers Hospice treats the poor, that if you don't have the financials, they won't turn you down, is amazing to me.
This hospice house, because of the way that it's being structured, is going to lose money. There's no ROI in building true hospice residences. The cost of reimbursement is much lower than the actual cost of the services. In addition, Alexian is spending 3 times more on spiritual and family care than the national average. All of this requires help from the community.
One of the things that we feel about hospice care is that it really gives clients the opportunity to live life to the fullest. When this residence was designed, we really wanted to make it calm, we wanted to make it beautiful, we wanted to bring a lot of light in, and we feel that those end-of-life experiences are very important and memories that can never be erased, and we wanted to make them very positive.
You know how you recommend a restaurant to somebody? I hope I don't have to ever recommend hospice to somebody, but if I do, this is the hospice that I would recommend because they treat you with dignity and they treat your spirit.
As a community, we should be very grateful to Alexian Brothers for doing this. They were doing it because they care about the community. An investment or a donation to this house is a donation to the community. The hospice house becoming a reality is a dream come true. I couldn't be more happy. With all the time, effort, and financial resources I put into it, it's all very insignificant compared to the joy and gratitude I have for being part of such a great endeavor.